love how this is probably the most well-known song from the entire Trauma Center series. Not because people listen to it actively, just because it shows up in memes a lot. I want another Trauma Center. I want another Trauma Center on a platform that will not be inherently destroyed by using it. Because, like, Trauma Center on the DS is great, but, as anybody who's played any amount of, like, Elite Beat Agents or The World Ends With You can confirm, that screen does not hold up if you use it a decent amount. Like, there's no way I would put it on my Thor. I don't want to destroy that screen. I know the glass is better on, like, modern handhelds and stuff, but still. I don't think I've actually seen, like, the original video of the meme. The one that made this song kind of popular. I've just kind of seen it pop off from other sources, but... sitting here like this is just Trauma Center. This is just that Atlas series that came out around the same time Persona started getting big, so people forgot about it. Kind of fucked up that within next month, I believe, Persona 3 will be 20 years old. I feel like that's going to be a big turn to dust moment for a lot of people. Because when people are like, happy anniversary, Persona 3! No, Persona 3 is pretty recent, right? Consoles like the PS1 are retro, right? But yeah, today is going to be Warframe Day. I've been vibing with Warframe a bit recently. I don't have any, like, specific goals in mind for today. There's lots of stuff to do in Warframe. Warframe is a very content-dense game. Alright, we'll see if Nora immediately starts yelling at me. So I have the volume for the game a little low for reasons that will become obvious when I start shooting. Oh god, the window's so tiny. I've never seen it this small. This is like the smallest I've ever seen this window in such a long time. Hold on, can I do an emote in the ship? Just knock that challenge out real quick, or does it have to be in a mission? I think it might have to be in a mission for the Nightwave stuff.
Nora's got the goods for one lucky dreamer. Who's it gonna be?
Yeah, I think this has to be in a mission. Collect resources from Duviri. Catch fish in the Orb Valis. Unlock relics, complete missions. Those are just going to happen regardless. Complete 3 sorties. Do I have enough time to finish this before it ends? Or no, maybe each individual step of the sortie counts as one.
Why are these fools still breathing my air?
Have they?
This is unacceptable!
Elemental enhancement. What is the enhancement? Because the problem is, if it is an enhancement for radiation, that makes defense missions very difficult. It is 3 entire sorties? Okay. I might as well start working on it then, because that's a 7,000. And getting that bumped up would be quite nice. Oh yeah, sure, roll with the Bubonico. I'll just run solo. These used to kind of be the endgame stuff before Steel Path got added in. Actually, I don't know if... I think sorties were before Steel Path. I could be wrong, though. We'll just run a little bit of Volt Gaming.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Oh, that's right, I still have Death Cube equipped. Actually, yeah, this is still pretty loud. 1 second.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Again, the issue with Warframe is that you can tweak it so it sounds fine in a vacuum, but then you actually get into a mission and then like 10,000 people die at the same time and it's just noise. Let's see, that's a little better. Alright, I should probably turn on my shields. I'm preparing like these are going to be difficult enemies. They're only level 60. Did you really just lock me out? Who does that? Who does that? Oh, right, I can't use ciphers on sorties either. Oh, come on. Wait, which? Oh, the right one. Can you tell I haven't done an actual hacking bit in a while? Oh, that's right, I still have the dual carriers. I was leveling them up. These are not really super well modded, though. Probably, like, the dual Toxicist is really strong, but getting those first few headshots is kind of a pain in the ass, because the Toxicist has a very bad fire rate by default. Like, it is really, really bad. Alright, I don't have PSF on this. Yeah, I still have Death Cube equipped, so that means I was probably doing something else before. Death Cube is really good for energy generation, but I mostly just use the old Smita. Not even that you still need a Smita Kavad anymore. They changed it so every Beast Companion, I think, can get the drop rate buff bonus with the Retriever mods, rather than having to just get a Smita Kavad to have extra loot. Bobby Schmeater. That's right, this is an Eximus stronghold, so that makes sense. Like, why are there so many Eximus here? That's why. Oh god. Bubonico, like, the regular one is also really good, but the Coda is so good. Because you can just do stupid things with it, and it's functionally infinite ammo. It's a battery-type weapon. So if you have any way to buff your damage, like Volt has Shock Trooper, any kind of like damage buffs just do stupid amounts of damage. I know you could describe this about most of the stuff in the game, but especially like the new Coda stuff in general is really solid. I really should have just picked like Protea for an Exterminate, because the problem is I have to manually point at stuff that I want to die here, which is not efficient. Also, god, all the fire Eximus are kind of a pain because they're constantly knocking me down. When did I put up my shield? I need to turn on my shield. I think the stupidest level of stupid damage is dealing over the 2.1 billion integer cap, at which point it becomes negative damage. You're healing everything to death.
I'm detecting a large
Is the Grenier?
force heading your way. It's the Grenier.
Chat, it's the Grenier. I might fuck with the Toxicist a little bit. As long as you can land that first hit, like, you can generally chain it into a full charge. I love the Toxicist because it's almost kind of like the Titania Dex Pixia, but I think it's a little better. Because we're doing little numbers with this thing, and it ricochets on Incarnon mode.
Heavy unit approaching.
So if you hit something, you're probably going to hit everything else in that crowd too. The only thing is you really got to get those headshots. Actually, having the Xmas Stronghold kind of sucks for this because I can't just pop them with the Bubonico alt-fire. Because the overshields usually stop most of that from dealing a ton. I have mine built for more, like, focusing on the single target damage with alt-firing for, like, priming. Although I have gotten a very, very funny run in the circus where... Or the circuit. Honestly, the circus is kind of a good way to describe it. Where I functionally just had infinite ammo and I could just spam alt-fire at, like, 30% fire rate bonus. And just blind everybody else in the session if they wouldn't have left already. It's the thing I hate about doing, like, the circuit with pubs. They just dip. Like, they'll do a round or two and then just dip, and, like, the squad is doing well. It's not even that we're struggling to do objectives. Like, I will be hard carrying, and people just be like, no, I want to leave after one, actually. I'm almost there. I'm trying to break out of the usual cycle of just rolling with Torrid and Latum for everything, but it's hard. They're good weapons. No, unironically, yeah, it is, like... The circuit is one of the funniest bits, because if you get, like, the really, really good buffs, you can just do stupid things, like 600% power strength on something like Protea or whatever. I think Titania also gets a damage bonus on her Razorwing mode on, like, the Pixia. I'm gonna switch off the Kara's Prime to get Praetos just for the parkour bonus. I like parkouring. I really hope this isn't gonna be a radiation elemental thing, because that is probably gonna be a nightmare. Not for myself, but for the defense target, which I believe you can destroy if you get rad-procced. Or if something gets rad-procced. Let's see. Actually, yeah, we're doing defense. I'm gonna switch to Protea. Get those turrets. Okay, corrosion, we can deal with that. Radiation is like the only way you can damage teammates, and since Warframes and players in this game do so much damage, as soon as a rad proc happens, chances are everybody else in the tile is going to die.
Defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, Vehek has very, very insightful words of wisdom for us. Anyways, time for the funny turret anchor. How much elemental resistance do they have? They have some, but it's not enough to deal with 20 times chain turret. Actually, they are getting... Oh, right, this is the one with the operative that walks around, I forgot. Thankfully, I do have Prime Sure-Footed on Protea. Oh no, right, these ones don't follow you, they just chill over here, I forgot. I forgore. Anyways, the goal here is to not actually see any people come here. But since they do have the elemental resistance, it might get a little close at the very least. Happy for them. I can at least re-shield the defense target, which is nice. God, Temporal Anchor is so good. Like, it's not quite as silly as, like, you know, full-blown Thermal Sunder Titania for just getting through levels quickly, but at the same time, like, you just enter a tile and everything dies. which is one of the funnier bits for me, because it's just like, you're not even thinking about it. Stuff just dies. You walk forward and everything takes 30,000 damage heat proc and dies. 30,000 damage if they survive even the first barrage, which generally is only going to happen on Steel Path. Plus you're stripping armor the whole time. Oh, operative. Right, I forgot. They do not have a lot of defense, but you can at least revive them. I'm so used to regular defense. I'm down. Corrosion is probably also taking it down pretty quickly. I have my energy color is a very dark blue, so like you can kind of see where it's shooting, but it's not going to be like, I used to have a much brighter blue before and people started complaining like, dog, you were actually blinding me with the amount of beams going on. And I should have just said, well, that's your problem, not mine, but I genuinely don't want to blind people playing with me. As somebody who doesn't really care for when other people have really obnoxious, flashy energy stuff, it is nice. It is a nice gesture. I recently tweaked my build a little bit, so I have, I think it's like 170% power strength. Before I was just at flat 100, which was fine, but getting into the higher end stuff, generally having like faster armor strip, I think is really nice to have. And the only real penalty is a little bit of extra energy cost on stuff, which like, this is Protea, she has dispensary. She can just generate more energy. You know, if I have to pay 200 energy for a recast of Anchor, whatever, I don't care. I can make more guns, I can just generate more energy. Just gonna chill in here, that's actually great. Like, I barely had to fire my gun at all in this mission. Because my turrets are kind of just handling everything. The other nice thing with turrets is they're fantastic for locking down hallways, because they pierce. The fire beams pierce. So if you're locked down like a narrow hallway, like the staircase or whatever, you can get... you get a ridiculous combo counter, because your turrets chain as many times as they hit, with the exception of the one on my shoulder, because that one only goes up to 20. Due to the augmented, it'd be too busted otherwise.
That's the last
Zoop!
objective is secure. Let's go home.
Rewinding back to the start of the mission. And then we fight Vahek himself. I don't think I've fought him in such a long time. Great chat. Could you imagine if I got a legendary core off of this? I hope they do buff sorties, because like the rewards are so out of date. Like, I get it's not, you know, the hardest content in the game anymore. I get it is like a very old relic of endgame stuff, but it'd be nice to at least get something better than, you know, oh, you get a little bit of endo. Actually, I'm going to charge up my Incarnon mode. Take that rampart. Just gotta get those headshots. Get those headshots, which is surprisingly difficult on the Corinier, because they have tiny little heads. Like, their armor is huge, but their heads are tiny, relative. And they often are very difficult, if not impossible, to hit from, like, the back, because they kind of just form a dome around their head. There we go. The nice thing with the Toxicist, though, once you land a single headshot, you get infinite ammo efficiency for a bit. Did turrets even shoot at him? trying. But it's like a scripted thing where you're meant to kind of go through. I was gonna say, now we're actually seeing the proper damage numbers, but we aren't even because I didn't get the 100% damage proc. Like, I didn't do the timing correctly, so I'm gonna let it reset. I'm gonna build up a little bit more energy, and then I'm gonna go for it. With this, we should be getting about, like, 30,000 on a 20 chain, which is very easy to get. You magnetize me? How dare you? Zoop! Most of the bosses originally in Warframe were kind of just regular mobs, but they have more health and maybe a couple of extra mechanics, but I think they've revamped almost every boss. Ooh, dog egg. With the exception of the Sergeant, I believe, is still just basically a big corpus guy who dies in one hit because of power creep. Like, this is Protea Gaming, just flying down, gracefully gliding through corridors while your turrets just delete everything for you. I'm gonna go this way. Right, this is the special scripted arena. Problem is, there's a lot of invincibility phases for most of the bosses now, so a lot of times you're just sitting there and waiting until they become vulnerable again. Yeah. Like it's still shooting the suit. Oh wow. Have I really never gotten that mod before? Wow. I guess that's probably been a hot minute since I bought Vahek last, huh? New copper mod. That's a new one. It's rare to see the new mod screen pop up at this point in the game. Actually, we don't need the thing anymore. Right, I never switched over to my Praetos. Alright, let's see what we get. Affinity booster. Do I actually want to use that? That's probably better now that Equilibrium is a thing. Problem is I rarely get to go for Mercy's enemies just kind of melt. What's my Parazon right now? Intruder, Swift Mercy. I'm not touching Swift Mercy, that's probably just gonna live there. Because Mercy kills are really slow. Auto Breach is also really nice, especially if you're doing like sorties or just harder stuff in general. Sometimes you just get a free hack. Probably Intruder would be the one that I don't necessarily need, but Hit and Run could also be funny. But again, you kind of have to stop to parkour, or you're stopping to do a Mercy and then getting a parkour bonus afterwards. It is 15 seconds, but I don't know. I kind of wish Mercies were faster. Actually, I'm gonna try and condense some of those mods because I believe you can just break down the finished ones. You can transmute them into a full one. How many of these do I have? I only have 2. Oh, is that the only one I really have? I guess because the way that the Coda Technosite stuff works, it's a little trickier to fully deplete one. Unless you are very diligent about always using the same one and you happen to get like the same one very frequently. Actually, speaking of Technosite, I don't know if this is still the case, but I believe that Eleanor is selling the dual Torxica.
Hello, lovely. I thought this
Is that still there?
right up your alley.
Yeah, so there is currently the Coda Torxica with a 60% magnetic bonus, which means you don't have to worry about getting doubles of this. You can just get it at max bonus. The other ones, I believe, there's nothing else like super exciting here. Or like bonuses, but just getting one at 60% is nice, because you can use elemental vices to change the element now. I don't know if these are any good. I haven't really played around with them, but I figure I'll just get a finished one. I have enough to buy another one as well if I need to in the future.
See you in your dreams.
See you in my dreams. So, specifically, the only reason there is quote-unquote normal Earth stuff is because that is specifically taking place in 1999. The Earth in the current time is completely overgrown. Like, there are a couple of human outposts still available, like Iron Wake and all that, but and like Cetus, but for the most part it is like fully overgrown. It's just a couch. You just have a couch. What was I gonna do? I want to switch this out because I want to use... Where is it? Praedos. I also picked up the Prisma Obex because those are apparently getting in Carnon soon. So I don't think Barrow is still around, but he was selling that on the weekend, so I picked one up. Potential future proofing, you never know. Let's see. I've been playing a little bit of Gyre. She's fun. I got my Gyre Prime. Actually, speaking of primes, are there... Foundry. Okay, no, these two. I got Caliban and Ureli, but they're still going to be another day to cook. But that's fine. I have plenty in the oven here. I finally got Citrine finished. Can't wait to use her a little bit, and then just decide I'll just wait on the Prime and throw her in the Helminth, because I'm not doing that farm again. I am absolutely not doing the Citrine farm a second time for a second copy. Like, the problem is now it's at the point where, like, I kind of want to invest in, like, you know, getting Formas and stuff for Kullervo and Dagoth, but I'm pretty sure they're at the point where they're probably going to get their Prime soon. Like, Corvex probably still has at least another year, but I just have not really gotten around to using him. Then Nelko is brand new, I need to get him going. Temple I also need to try. Yeah, no, I have the Snipetron Vandal from when they changed that. Should get another Forma going. So I've been meaning to get Ureli and Caliban Prime for the longest time, so I figured I'll just buy the last parts off the player market because I don't want them to get vaulted and jack up in price. And I'm still working on Varuna Prime. I still need a few more of her parts. I think I need the actual blueprint itself. They have the Neuroptics in the system, but I don't have the actual blueprint itself, and I don't have the chassis. I also want to make the regular Varuna. I've been kind of doing that on the side between doing, like, alchemy, or not alchemy, sorry, between doing the Conjunction Survival whenever it shows up in Fissures. I might run a quick little alchemy. Switch over to Gyre, do some funny numbers. I can find her. Simplicity's sake, I'll just use the Torrid. It's very funny. I'll keep the Tox Assist for big targets if a big boy spawns, if a Necromech spawns. Let's knock a Steel Path Alchemy. Do a quick rotation, try and get that one Enokai mod I've still been looking for a long time. I gotta clear out... I'm gonna look for some of these old relics, actually. Because my problem is I sit on these relics forever and then I never actually use them, so, like, you know, Gera Prime... Like, just use them. You're not going to get a random group together for this stuff, so just use them. I might actually run a couple of these, because these have the Varuna Prime chassis. And they're already pre-exceptionalized. I could also radiant them, but that is more expensive. Why not W? Yeah, because the actual Varuna Prime blueprint is also a rare, so the systems and the blueprint itself are rare. And then I have 16 Meso D8, but I already have the Neuroptics. We'll run a couple of these ones, the exceptionals, knock out the chassis, see if I can. Actually, I'm going to switch to Cat, because I would like to get extra resources for stuff like Stella. I'm kind of at the point where I need a lot of Stella. And I'm not talking about the beer, hehehe. It depends, like, it's kind of luck of the draw, because I find some people are really shitty when a new relic set comes out. Like, they'll jump into random squads and see if anybody is running the relic they want. And if they're not, then they just decide, oh, well, I'm out. Anyways, who's ready for some numbers? So this is the funny number build for Gyre. This is like pretty much full weapons platform. It's not done yet either. I still need to get more of the, what's it called? Still need to get more shards, Tau Forge stuff, but these need the combined ones. It needs the purple ones for electricity, so. I also need to get, I need to find an Eximus so I can get my Overguard capped out. Oh, there's one. Okay, cool. I have Overguard. I also got the augment set up for Gyre, so that way I don't have to worry about constantly recasting Rotor Swell and all that nonsense. It just, you cast it once, and as long as you get kills, it'll extend itself. Where are the Lightning Amphors at? Papa's Amphors! Vishtarion! I like Gyre because she's like, she does a little bit of everything, not quite to the point that Volt does, I think, but electricity in general is a really solid element, and she can do like some crowd control AoE stuff, just really solid self buffs, and then you have a little bit of flexibility. I replaced the ball because I'm not a huge fan of the ball. The ball feels a little awkward to use. Alright, let's go throw some things here. Alchemy's really fast if you're playing solo. Playing in multiplayer, you're kind of at the mercy of other players actually doing shit, which, as it turns out, people are not good at doing the objectives in missions. With your limbs! Yeah, endgame Maple Story is, like, very funny for damage numbers. Does this actually set off the... No, it doesn't set off the vents. Okay, good. I was worried that the ring would pop the vents preemptively. This is the other thing, the other reason I like soloing alchemy is because a lot of times people will either pop the vents at the same time or just not do them at all. Because again, people are not great at playing the objective in general, like absolutely no shade. But people will just go complete violence mode and fail to realize, oh right, we have to do the vents. You know, I've only ever touched alchemy in the circuit, so you don't have to do the whole vent thing in the circuit. How many kills are we at? 173. Create another.
When need arises, you may return to the site. Until then, keep them.
Where are the Eximus at? I gotta refresh Overguard. Victoria Prime. I don't know if it was because they had to, because it was slowing the game down, or they just wanted to compress numbers a little bit so they weren't as wumbo. That's a question for a more regular FF14 player. What do we need? Fire, nice. Bring a fire vial with us. Oh, come on. Headshots on the legs are tremendously easy, like they're hilarious how easy you can get a full charge and Incarnon on them. Technical limitation.
Bring hot and cold together. It's a blast.
I'm glad he's having fun. The other nice thing with Gyre is that, like, you do have to do a little bit of work. It's not just complete brain off, you know, turn on your buffs. Like, you can get away with that in a lot of missions, but you are not going to be just completely going brain off mode, actually. No. In the back. Problem is these guys can get corrupted as well, which makes it take a lot longer to kill them. Who dares? I have it set up so I get Nourish instead of her second ability. But just viral procs are pretty much always, outside of like boss fights specifically, are really good. By Torment. Okay, could you stop stun locking me, please? Yamate could have stopped. Alright, let's actually start playing the objective a bit. I'm gonna die. There we go. There was an Eximus somewhere in this massive mess, so I got all my overshields back. Did it spawn another one? It is technically possible to hit the head, or the weak spot from like the front, but it's a little awkward. I don't like doing it. You also can't full armor strip the Necromex, which is another good reason to kind of focus them down, or just kill the guy summoning them if you can. God, the dual Toxicas, or the dual Toxicists are so fun. Because again, it's similar to the Titania Pixia, but you just kind of like buzz the heads around a group and then all of them just die. Not because of like blast radius or anything, just because they ricochet in Incarnon mode. So you just kind of go brrrr, and everyone dies. Oh, apparently I hit a vent by accident. Oops. I did not mean to mercy. I think the way that the Tord works, I think it actually double procs certain pipes. Like if 2 ticks of damage happen at the same time, I think it just will be like, ah, you hit 2 pipes at the same time. Great job. Yeah, like that time it just did twice. It just doubled the decrease. The downside of having like the best general use weapon in the game. It's too strong, it goes everywhere, it destroys everything. Who dares? No, stop. I don't want to fight one. Actually, I'm gonna go hunt down that Gruzling. These Gruzling. Because I would like that icon off my screen. And the thing is going to complete anyways. What are you? You're down there, huh?
The purity. Do it again.
Gruzlings do have a weak spot, but it's kind of awkward to hit. IQ Prime. That's not Varuna. I really should be running rat shares for Varuna because that's at least a current thing, so people are gonna want that. But let's knock out some of the other Papa Radiant, whatever. There's still a gold mod for Tennokai that I don't have yet. There might be another one, but I think the problem is, it is like probably the best general use one because it makes the Tennokai stuff show up every X amount of hits, guaranteed, rather than just random chance, which is very consistent and very good. What do I need here? Fire Nice again. Great. Like, I think the Latum is probably, like, just general use easier to use because it is still a hand cannon if you don't hit a headshot. Like, it is still going to deal a billion damage. But when you do hit the headshots on the dual Toxicist, that's when you just... anything you're pointing at basically dies. Whatever you're looking at is no longer alive. Stop having it be alive. I want to go shopping at the Dead Grineer Center. Oh, he does the bubble, right? I didn't lose, you lost, actually. We're gonna be back. Problem is whenever I need an Eximus to show up so I can steal Overguard, it's never there. There's one. Overguard is really good because it prevents you from taking, like, health damage from toxin procs and stuff, which is kind of the easiest way to die in, like, higher-end Steel Path stuff, is just a random toxic proc hits you, and then you either didn't notice or the damage number was just so high that it just... you couldn't hope to Rolling Guard and stop it at all.
That's it. Open the relic.
Numbers, 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 numbers. I also got a nice little ribbon for my dual Toxicist, but it's plenty strong even without that. I don't think it's like the best ribbon, but for what I want out of it, it's really solid. Where are the ice? There we go. This is the other nice thing for doing solo alchemy, the amphors go up really quickly. The more people that are in an alchemy mission, the longer the amphors take to charge up the vial, so... if people are not playing the objective, it takes longer. Even if you are, you know, the best gamer on the planet, you are going to have to slow down. These people just can't stop help killing. Wow, I did all the damage. Great job, me. Probably should actually use the Toxicist while popping these, just for safety. That way I don't double pop and it takes a little longer.
Our pressure target is shifting. Shoot the valve to release.
It also has some punch through, so I can actually shoot through like walls and stuff depending on where it is. Oh, this one I think it's too thick. Too thick, or I might just not be able to hit that one from there. I need like 4 more %.
Success! A new complex element has been created. Locating the next crucible.
Yeah, one of the lines I think that Fishtarian says is that unlike regular conventional science, our magnetism is different. Our magnetism is cooler. Yeah, sure, you know what, Strun Prime, whatever. This is the last run, and then we finish up because it only shows up every 4th rotation. Oh, it's right here, nice.
You'll require toxin.
was one here. The problem is sometimes the Amphors can get shoved around. That's the other problem. A lot of times I will hit with like an AoE and it just deletes the overguard of something that I wanted to steal overguard from. Yeah, like there. It's a lot of times you just kind of have to shoot. There's a little bit. Even just a little bit left on an enemy is still enough at steel pad level to like cap out to 10,000. I've already been fully de-overguarded, huh? Then I'm kind of at the point now where I have enough shards that I need to start focusing on getting all Talforge stuff in slots. But the problem is to combine stuff together, you need Stella. And those that really only show up in the Entrati Labs tile set, so you kind of have to... Alchemy helps with this, but apparently there are like ways to kind of just farm it exclusively if you want to. I want that. Where are you, man? I love how variable the disciples are, just between like, okay, alright, whatever. You delete them in one hit, and then violence shows up, and then, oh, I'm sorry, sir, it was a prank, it was a prank. An older boy told me to do it, sir. Violence, not because of anything he specifically does, just because he turns off of your, like, he does not need an ability to turn off your buffs, they are just off as soon as he gets close to you. And then he can also lock you out of casting, so in some cases that can be really bad.
New pressure pattern identified. The process will not succeed if pressure continues to rise. Open the release valve!
Does he actually cast? I feel like anytime he's close by, it just deletes your stuff, or it's just a different ability you're talking about. Alright, come on. Give us the good stuff.
I do say.
Pretty sample.
Make another.
Really hoping for something better on the last relic. Maybe we'll get the Tennokai mod, please. Please, Kudasai. It's like 80 plat. I don't want to pay 80 plat. Nope. It's a Tennokai mod, but not the one that I want. The odds of getting it are not very good, but again, I don't like actively just try and grind the mod. I'll try and multitask and get relics cracked while doing this if I can. It's not like a mission critical thing, like it's it's good to have, but I don't think it is something that I strictly capital N need, you know? And bring Banshee with us. A nice excuse to pull her back out. What is it's the Archimedia this week? Octavia Mag Grendel, Torrid, Cycron, Harmony Glaive Croaker.
We must conquer or we must die. If we fail life itself. Should we succeed?
This is a little nicer than the set of mods for last week.
With me, friends.
I think last week was like every time you take health damage, it permanently lowers your health for that mission. And then it was like reduced energy. I'm not gonna do that now, but just keep that in mind for later. I don't actually know which one am I using for my Tennokai stuff. Oh, no, not Toxicist. Right now I'm using Dreamer's Wrath, which makes them show up more often. Actually, I have a second one of these too. Yeah, Hildren is probably also a decent option because she doesn't have to worry about energy. Yeah, I think you're talking about Opportunity's Reach. Yeah, I want the other one that makes it show up every X amount of hits, because that's a lot more consistent when you're trying to pop Incarnon mode. Do I not have... I just realized I have an empty mod slot on my Praetos that I haven't really touched. I probably should slap something on there. Well, depending... Because I think when you cast abilities, doesn't that also take from your current HP? Oh yeah, Lavos... I do have Lavos Prime now. I've got him... I don't think I have him, like, fully formatted or anything. I think I might have thrown one into him. No, I gave him a shard, but I don't think I've actually thrown any form in there yet. I have Arcane Blessing. Or yeah, if you get the one that turns off abilities until you get 50 kills. I like Lavos's wrist snakes. They're fun. Lavos, if you haven't played him before, his gimmick is that his abilities don't cost energy. You combine elements and you can do stuff with them, and they have cooldowns instead, and there's ways to reduce the cooldowns. It's a really cool idea for a frame. I just have not played a ton of them. I only recently got him. And then Chroma Prime, the moneymaker. God, Chroma desperately needs a rework, man. I think like Chroma, Ember, Equinox, especially now that we have Mario and Luigi coming to the game in a couple weeks. Equinox, I feel like people are just going to forget she even existed. Because for people who aren't familiar, they're doing the sequel to Jade Shadows, and that's going to come with one Warframe that is technically 2 Warframes. Like, I believe you can mod them separately and all that, but, like, they occupy a single slot, so it's gonna be interesting building for that. I wonder how that's gonna shake out. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use Gara in, like, such a long time. Like, I remember she was really good for defense missions back when, like, the meta was kind of just run endless defense, but now I feel like I don't really see her that much. And I'm sure she's good. Gyre's fine, Harrow's fine, Hildren is more than fine. Hildren is possibly one of the most busted Warframes in the game now. Hydroid, I would like to see Hydroid maybe get some more stuff that isn't just for kind of getting loot. I feel like I never really see him. The problem with Hydroid and I think Korra, I think as well, their CC makes hitting enemies locked down kind of obnoxious. Inaros also probably needs some love because the health tanking stuff just does not work to like the more end game stuff. You just lose. You just lose everything. Ivara also, like, Ivara feels like she was meant for a different era of the game with the more focus on stealth. Like, invisibility is good, but prowl is kind of stinky. Jade is good. Korra is really good with the Strangle Dome stuff. Health tanking. Oh, that's right, they do have Arcane Persistence. Kome is a lot better now that she has... she gets to cast her blessing stuff more than, like, a few times a mission. Like, they put a hard cap on how high the timer goes. Limbo's rough. Limbo is the most, like, aggressively anti-team frame, depending on who's playing him, which is probably not great. Yeah, the problem with Ivara is, like, her invisibility. At one point it was, you know, really cool. Oh, you can have an invisibility that just lasts the entire level and it doesn't cost any energy. But now energy cost is, like, not really that big of a factor, and there are better options for invisibility. Like, Loki can do some goofy stuff that gave him a light touch. Mag is also really solid now. Mesa is still Queen of Aimbot. Mirage is absolutely hilarious. for I guess depending on how you're playing her, but like missions where there's a high density of enemies, it's very funny to just use the disco ball and delete everything. Necros, he's got more stuff, like he's not just the loot frame anymore. Najah is a lot of fun. Nova is even better now that she has access to both slow and fast. Like, Nova was already solid before, it's just you had to have the separate builds, now you just hold or tap. Nyx got a little bit of love like a year and a half ago, and I think she's really solid. I just haven't played a ton of her. Oberon also got his rework, and I want to try him out a little more. Octavia, I feel like I don't really see the ball too much these days. I don't hear people's obnoxious Octavia songs anymore. Araxia is really solid. Revenant is the king of I don't want to worry about dying today, and I feel like that niche is never going to change. Rhino is still not really played that much himself. He's mostly, I think, subsumed for Aurora, but like he's still a really solid frame. Saren is still the war crime frame. Sevagoth apparently has some really goofy shit as well, but I haven't looked into his builds. Stynax, he's getting his prime soon, but he's also really solid. This is my freebie Stynax that I got just because he was the 50th Warframe. They just gave everybody a freebie. So he'll probably just go to Helminth when the prime drops. Trinity's really solid, it's just that she's a more defensively oriented frame in an era where most frames have good layers of mitigation, so I know she did get a rework, or not like a full rework, but she got like a touch-up. So she's solid, it's just that Energy Vampire is like a very old relic. Uriel is fantastic. Vauban is really solid for like defensive stuff. Wisp is incredibly solid. Wukong, I have not really played a lot of recently. I've kind of fallen off of Wukong. Like, he's fantastic for spy missions, but I don't know. I just like, I know they nerfed his AFK potential. I like the idea of the clone, but it just feels kind of anemic to me. Zaku is fantastic. Really solid frame. Zephyr is also really solid. I haven't played a ton, but I wanna work on getting those formas going. Zephyr's good for when you want a target to just straight up fucking die. I feel like I don't really see a ton of Wukongs. Like, the whole reason, this is a bit of history lesson, I guess. Wukong was really popular because he has an ability that lets him form a clone of himself, basically, that uses whatever weapon you're not using. So the idea was people would load up the Kuva Brahma, which normally has significant ammo economy issues, and since the clone originally had infinite ammo, he would just solo the game for you. But then this kind of goes against the one of the few rules they have, like the hard no that the devs have when it comes to designing stuff, and that's they don't want the game to be fully AFK. They're totally fine with people, you know, pressing forward and deleting an entire tile set as long as you're not just automatically doing it. And so the problem with Wukong is that you could basically just AFK until the idle timer happened, so people would just set up, like, you know, just tap the button every now and then to move so you're not marked as idle. And it kind of just turned the game into Wukong does everything. So they put a nerf to that, and unfortunately I think they did also kind of hurt the Brahma a little bit, like a lot of the lower ammo weapons. I think they hurt those a bit in the process. But then SlamKong came out where he could just chain slam attacks and delete entire rooms for no real effort, and again, that was kind of... I think it was like disproportionately way too strong. Like, the average player could not really do much when a Wukong was around, so they also changed the way that slam attacks work. And it wasn't just Wukong, like, a lot of people were doing macros to make slam attacks functionally just perfect, which they didn't want the game to turn into, so I think they did put a little bit of a nerf on slam attacks. I think they did kind of force you to actually jump a bit to use them. But yeah, very quick rundown of what frames I think need a little bit of love. What should I do now? Let's go back to the mission. the mission screen here, see what I can do. It's so weird. This is so small. It's so tiny. It's baby. What is this week's Archon hunt? 80% for getting the yellow. It's a spy interception showdown. I might solo the spy mission. I'm going to use my Spy Kong build. So I have him set up with Perspicacity, which is special because it ignores the usual rules about using like ciphers and stuff, because it's channeled ability. So you just pop it, and then the next time you hack anything, it just works. It just simply works. So I'm gonna solo this though, because people are generally not good at teaming up in spy missions. People will set off alarms while you're trying to do a vault or whatever.
You must understand Pazul to understand his Narmer. You know these vaults. Get in. Find what you can.
Yeah, this is Wukong spy action. You don't really... You just kind of go invisible across the entire level with Cloudwalker.
Abase yourself. And you, even you.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Where's... Oh, right, I gotta hit this one. Just trying to pop these guys so I don't get killed while activating this. It also works with Narmer hack zones.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
You just have to remember to recast Perspicacity every time you go hacking, otherwise it will, you'll have to hack them manual style. Nobody wants to do that. Block me out. How dare you?
Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
Perspicacity is also nice because it just has infinite duration. So you just precast it and then you're good to go. I have this set up with like Energy Nexus, all the auto regen stuff, because we don't really need to cast much outside of Perspicacity and Cloudwalker. So all of our resources basically just go to casting to go invisible and such.
Excellent work.
I don't remember if the Narmer hunt missions, if the Archon hunts disable ciphers.
I'm truly sorry.
But it's just nice. It's just nice to just have the button that says, I don't want to deal with hacking today, actually.
She will never forgive me. But you will. Won't you?
I hope we get the line where Pazul just does the really passive-aggressive, "Great job, mission complete!" I love that line. It's another reason Wukong is so good for spy missions, because you just don't have to worry about lasers.
They won't even know it's
You
gone.
don't have to worry about lasers or really anything.
My brother is unwell. I will burn the sickness out of him if I have to.
Cloudwalker also gives you your health back, and on top of just making you invincible, so like any kind of residual damage you'll take while doing this is just, nope, didn't happen. Yeah, Ivara needs an augment to do this, whereas Wukong just gets to press the I'm invisible now, I'm invisible and intangible button. I definitely want to grab a squad for interception, though. I'm not doing that solo. Should I just roll Protea? Yeah, I'll just roll Protea. You keep the Torrid. I don't remember. Do they have the anti-Narmer mods yet? I don't think anti-Narmer mods exist, right? Google Narm? No Narm. They have some Murmur, like the anti-Murmur mods now. I don't think they have primed Bane of the Murmur yet, but no Narmer. They only show up in a couple missions anyway, so probably not super common. The nice thing with the Archon hunts is that, like, they're stronger, they have higher health and stuff, but they're never going to have, like, rad procs like sorties do, so it is considerably nicer.
The enemy have captured.
We're already in this, huh?
Power online.
Alright, time to start blasting. They'll take B back. Come on over there.
Beginning stream decode now.
Weird shit's happening. Take Charles back. Charles, no! Alright, these are sentient enemies, so they will adapt to damage types.
Keep fighting.
I'll probably just park in the middle here around B and set up. Oh! Alright, we're in a different squad now, like we're actually with other players, so the connection can be weird sometimes. Back off, get your own sandwich. Okay, we got Uriel popping the stuff down there, that's good. Thankfully this isn't like defense where you have to kill everything, you just hold the points until they run out. Umbral mods, I mean, the Umbral stuff in general I think is not quite as necessary. Oh god, I hate when this bug happens. Sometimes if you're in an online session, there's like a weird bug where your turrets will just not pop. Like if you go into temporal anchor mode, they won't actually attach. Like it'll just stop attaching for whatever reason. Which is kind of obnoxious, I don't like it. Go protect C. Sentients do have like headshot zones, they're just a little awkward to hit sometimes. Alright, Charles is captured. I'll pick up all the stuff eventually, I'll probably just between rounds. Right now I just gotta get all my stuff. Who dares? Who dares? You know, the nice thing about Protea is that you just kind of hover over objectives and then whatever was attacking them just stops. The turrets themselves are decently strong too, like it's not just the heat procs. Depending on what you're attacking, like you can hit for 30,000 plus. Especially if they're weak to fire, but the damage itself is just kind of a nice bonus. The real meat and potatoes comes from the damage procs, like the heat. Because with the exception of bosses, heat will just kind of keep on stacking because your turrets do a forced heat proc every time they hit something. And they're equivalent to whatever damage the shot itself did, so like, you know, let's say you get a 30,000 damage tick, you're stacking that every time the turret fires, on top of stripping armor, so... Alright, I'm gonna... No, I'm not gonna park at C. I'll park at B, I suppose. Just trying to pay attention where people are on the map.
I beheld a great ram, and the horns of him were crowned with soul, with Tau. And upon his tongue, the Zariman
Why is the last person not capturing A? I hate doing pub missions like this with people sometimes because just, again, people are bad at playing the objective.
feared it not.
We got 4 people. Someone's not an A.
Casting another message. Make sure the enemy never receives it.
Yeah, Archon Vitality, that is bonkers good for this build. That's what I have. You want Archon Vitality if you're playing Protea. The other nice thing is that you don't even need it fully leveled. Like, if you really want to save on mod space, you can just leave it unranked. I'll probably eventually get that just for a little bit of extra buffer room in case I do start taking health damage. Maybe I get 1 turn, 1 extra tick of like a poison proc to not kill me in 1 shot.
Control of all 4 towers.
But yeah, you use Archon Vitality on Protea if you're building for turrets, because it is stupid good. Yeah, like I've done 51% of all the damage in this entire 4-man squad. And I barely haven't actually shot at people. It's just my turrets doing work for me. The nice thing with the anchor, the one that sticks to your shoulder too, you still get to just like drop down 2 more turrets as normal. Go pick up some of these cores while we got some time. Who dares? Oh, they're dead already. Oh, my thing turned off. The biggest thing is just you have to be willing to deal with constantly refreshing the timer set. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt. The combo mechanic doesn't really matter too much, because if you recast the temporal rewind or whatever it's called, it keeps the combo as long as you reset it in time to pick up your first turret. Like, it'll keep the oldest alive turret. So you just do that, and then it just pulls your pre-baked 20 combo count turret back from the ether, and you just get it again. It's very good. Our damage output went down a bit because I was focusing on picking up stuff. I also haven't been dropping all my turrets down a whole bunch because we've been pretty good. Oh, these are Iotans. There's a lot of icons when you do one of these maps, because you get all the sentient cores dropping. One of the rare mission types where sentients just kind of exist as enemies rather than being triggered specifically by getting spotted by scouts or whatever.
You have successfully decoded the message.
I have. There's also like specific sentient mods that drop here, but I don't think they're like super important. Alright, should be good.
All messages decrypted. Fazul is not merely insane, Tenno. There is another...
Only reason I'm doing this is because my yellow shard chance getting the Tau Forge is at 80%, so...
You're scared to face the possibility that I'm right.
I feel like Archon hunts should just give Tau Forge now. Rather than you get this. Originally this used to be the only way, this and like the call missions were the only way to get Archon shards. And then they added them to Archimedia, so they were not as rare. I feel like they should probably buff these up to I'll just leave squad, sure. They should probably buff them up to just give a full Tau Forge for committing to 3 different missions. Because in that time you could instead be doing Archimedes for multiples, or you could be doing Netracels. Because, like, it's not even a guaranteed Archon, like Tau Forge, it is a chance for one. And you do get also, like, the sortie rewards, like, you can get an Orkin Catalyst, a Reactor, or Legendary Cord, maybe. But more likely it'll just be like a Riven mod or a Sculpture, and that's whatever. I'll switch to Volt for this last one. No, the 80% chance to get is 80% chance for the shard to be Tau Forged, which is the better version. You will always get the shard, though. Because the idea is that the chance increases every week that you don't get the Tau Forged, so eventually you will get the better versions, but at the start it's kind of stinky.
Dreams of dominion into Pazul's ear. Who keeps Eris oppressed and tormented with delusions? The stench of Nyra's venom is upon
Are you coming?
Tenno.
There you go. I don't want to just run the elevator. JRPG. Actually, I don't know if we go down the elevator, it'd be faster. Oh no, they're just spawning here. Okay. All right. No. All right. In the decade and change that Warframe has been out, this still has not stopped being an issue of you just kind of have to respect the elevator. The gas city tile set is kind of awkward because the gas procs are oftentimes more dangerous than any of the enemies.
You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes.
Getting a headshot is kind of a pain in the butt. Archons have also been pretty significantly power crept due to the way they changed boss attenuation. It used to be that people would build to one-shot the boss rather than actually dealing consistent damage, because it would... we got Titania going there. Actually, I'll go help, because you have to... You can go kill it and then I'll bring it back. Because Titania has to leave Razorwing mode to actually bring the treats. Where am I? Get me out. Rude. Make me do this manually. That's fucked up. Come on. Auto Breach also goes off with this, which is really nice. Man down. Titania is fantastic for going fast and killing stuff, but for bringing stuff around it's kind of awkward. Because you have to either switch to Operator, or you have to just leave Razorwing, which is not good for Titania. Alright. Did nobody go for that Deacon? You just waiting? What? Why are we waiting? We're just not killing the Deacon? Oh no, they went around this way. Okay, that's why. They might need some help though. I'm helping! God, you're just gonna constantly see Cinnamon is down. Cinnamon has recovered. Cinnamon is down.
Where once the great beasts held dominion,
It feels like every time you think you're going to do a nice parkour jump,
nor herded speed.
that is the exact moment where you find the single tiny little ledge or chunk of geometry that stops your jump completely. It makes you look like a damn fool. The problem with making pets less squishy is that it doesn't really work with the way the game is designed. Alright, this is one of those little weird things. I think I have this already. Yeah, I got that one. Delete. Keep that nugget. I like how there's still a Nira just floating in the air because cutscenes are weird in multiplayer.
The kind we expect, no mercy, no redemption.
She'll go back and taxi for getting here. Because the problem is pets, like, they can't really evade strong AoE, so they either need to, like, nerf the effects of AoEs on pets, or just, like, have some way to protect against it. Hey, Tau Forged. Wow, an Ayatan sculpture. Just what I needed. Yeah, at the very least, it used to be, like, once a pet went down, that was it. Or sorry, when sentinels went down, that was it. Like they were exploded unless they had the regen ability. So your vacuum also went with that. Originally, you needed a separate mod for vacuum, like loot vacuum. And once your companion went down, your vacuum turned off. So that got thankfully changed, because for a while it was basically just, do you want to run Carrier Prime? Do you want loot?
Flash and bite. You know it.
Or do you want to run a different companion and potentially do a little bit more damage at the expense of missing half of the loot on the level? Yeah, wow, there's no alerts or events or anything. It's so weird. I have a lot of stuff I should probably finish. Maybe run a few relics. Actually, what is... I'm kind of curious. I think it is... I want to say Fortuna is the one that has it normally. I'm glad that they're still keeping Fortuna 69 alive. Because I'm starting to get to the point where I need a lot of, like, Field Drawn and Detonite and Mutagen Masses, and I believe the Fortuna bounties can give them sometimes. Yeah, like, this one you get 2 fully completed Mutagen Masses as a common reward, so I'll probably... I might run a couple of these bounties. Just run them solo, though, because I don't want to... Somebody will inevitably decide, this is the time I'm going to start fishing and taking your time to do everything. We'll do a little bit of Titania gaming. Although I gotta turn off hold to sprint, or I gotta turn on hold to sprint now, otherwise it is uncontrollable.
Outworlder, we gonna do this?
We're gonna do this. The nice thing is this also isn't Steel Path, like it's like the 4th tier bounty normally, so it's not super difficult.
Get moving.
Because I think right now I'm hurting for like Mutagen Mass and Field Drawn. Detonite Injectors, I've got a good amount of those.
Investigator is getting too close to our informants. Send him a message. Look elsewhere.
Oh no, it's just a nice thing to do resource gathering solo. Like, don't jump into a room of people doing bounties and then be like, I'm gonna go pick up treats actually, have fun.
They'll help us get into that secured facility once we find it.
What is this one? The alarms? Yeah, this is the pseudo spy mission. Yeah, I'll be quiet. They won't hear a thing.
Sorted. Got the codes we're after.
The only problem is it's one of 3 rewards. It's not, you know, guaranteed. Thankfully, it's the common tier, so you will probably get a few, but
Drive running a standard picket.
you might just get a little unlucky. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm doing a coil drive mission now. I gotta get out of here. So this is why I like Titania so much, by the way, because you just get to turn any mission into Star Fox, and it's especially strong in the open world stuff.
Sit tight and get ready to move. Once the trap goes off, the taxmen are going to respond.
Or yeah, if your host decides to bail, although, again, if you're fishing and jumping into a bounty mission, and everybody's not on the same page, like somebody's just going to be fishing on the side, then yeah, it's kind of a dick move. You know what I haven't done in a while? I'm going to call my Necromech.
Perfect. Cool drive disabled. And the board just lit.
Alright, I gotta pop this too.
Get me access to that data mass quick as you can.
My corn bot. Seems to level up my Larkspur Prime, actually. They actually released fairly recently. I believe they released a few new Arcwing mods. Or Arc Gun mods, I guess, so... it could work on seeing, like, what's new, seeing if there's any builds worth going for. Not that, you know, Arcwing is a super important part of the game at the moment. God, it looks so goofy. Again, these guys are only like level 30 to 50, so basically anything will work.
Focus off this thing just a bit longer.
Like, I could be playing Titania and just zipping around a bunch, but that does use a lot of energy. Hee. Oh, come on, give me some mutagen masses, please.
That was a solid lead on our objective.
It's not even that you get a good amount of endo for doing this either. I guess you could at least get a few extra surface resources for doing this, but it's kind of
Knock it down, Spark.
not a great way of doing it.
Hack that thing.
I'm gonna wait to blow that up, actually, because we gotta do some kills here.
Starting a remote hack. Once I'm done, it's teleport into the working arms of one of our people, far from here. Here come the taxmen. Keep them off the drone till I'm finished with it.
Okay, no, it's not a turret. God, my fire rate when I don't have all the buffs is pretty sad. Like, it's fine to kill anything, but it's just like pop, 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 pop. I think the bounties are still one of the best ways to get Aya. If you're specifically farming Aya, although I generally just kind of get most of mine these days from the relic packs, from like popping open some steel essence or whatever. I don't really have to actively farm Aya at this point.
Yeah, run, you muckers. Chasing
It also kind of sucks on lower difficulty missions because enemies don't drop as much energy. There we go.
be done.
So yeah, those are 2 fully assembled mutagen masses. That's not like the chunk that you have to build in the dojo or whatever.
Sentimental value, maybe.
They should buff those blueprints. They should make those craft, like, let you do a 3 crafts at a time or something rather than just 1 every 12 hours. It's kind of pathetic.
Codes we can use to crack certain databases. Take him down. Steal those codes.
Alright, hello, I need dudes to kill, please. There he was. Oh, come on again with the endo.
One less mucker making life
There are 3 potential rewards, and of the 4 we've gotten so far, we've gotten 3 of them be endo. A little much.
Found it. He keeps all his sensitive information in this secured facility. Grab as much incriminating evidence as you can. Well, gathering site for corporate.
That is the case.
Now's the time to hit it. So hit it.
There we go.
Trouble is reporting first shipments being
You can also use the trick here where you go into operator and you can take multiple cases.
We've got more coming in. Pick 'em up.
So what you can do is you can go Warframe, drop it on a case, because your Warframe is usually like immune to stuff, although there are some exceptions. And then just get operator mode, grab the rest of them. Shoot a bunch of bouncy glaives.
That's one for us. Almost reports a second beam.
As long as you switch modes on top of a case, you don't lose progress. Oh, broken. Deploy you there. There we go. Hey, it's Amaya. Not a bad reward, but also not what I was hoping for.
We've got enough to persuade this
Debt bonds.
code to turn his attentions elsewhere. Good work.
Yeah, compared to doing, like, invasions, I think this is probably the fastest way to get field drawn and all that. It's just not guaranteed, so you might have some dry spells. They really need to put, like, just a big fucking light on Fortuna. Just, like, a big light that goes all the way to the skybox, because there are, like, after the Narmer stuff, I believe that it does change. Like, it adds more smoke and stuff to the landscape. Because that was originally what I kind of looked for, was just the big puff of smoke where Fortuna was. But now I can't do that anymore. Actually, what is the current Duviri stuff? What are my options? Rhino... Dual Toxicist... Rhino could go a long way in Steel Path, but I'd be leaning really heavily on the Toxicist. Because, like, the other weapons I don't really have touched at all. Like, I have some of them leveled up, but I haven't really used them. Maybe I'll try a little bit of Steel Path Circuit. And get some Rhino Dual Toxicist action. So I have it set. I need to get the Vosto, I believe. Yeah, the Vosto and Karnon, and then I also need Ak and Brunt. Not that I'm probably ever going to use it, but I would like just all the Incarnon adapters eventually. Hopefully I get a decent connection. This is always the worst part, though, when you get a connection that's really bad. You get somebody playing on McDonald's Wi-Fi. At that point, it's 100% justified to just drop the... I would say just drop it beforehand. What do we got? Ability strength. That's probably really good because that makes my roar stupid good. I was gonna say, where's Rhino? Right, Rhino is the bug. I'll grab Evensong. I don't want to fuck with Kuva Dragoon. I love how you can't pick up stuff too quickly, otherwise it will be like, hey, come on, slow down.
There is too much I should have set right. The chance will never come again.
Wait, where's my split sword? Is it there? Is it in the slot? Hold up. There we go. That's weird. Alright. Oh, this is also a weird bug where you can't go into operator mode. So you can't use the abilities you would normally want to use. Alright. 430% damage buff with Roar. Pretty alright. Little Alchemy Gaming.
The time of Scholar's Landing. Master their alchemy. To
Wow, they were
understand
fast.
the elemental forces you wield.
Yeah, you know what? Shoot at me, actually. I want to get some buffs here. I want some armor. Alright, so what do we need? Corrosion. Or we need toxic and lightning.
Liberate the necessary amphols from your enemies. This crucible creates the
Did I not turn off?
force by mixing toxin and
I swear I turned that back off. I have a little bit of crowd control, but it's still not, like, foolproof for defense missions. I feel like they probably had Teshin plan to be here. There we go, get my run active. 54% damage. You're welcome. Yeah, you can see how much slower the thing is charging now. Can I pick that up, please? There we go. You don't have to defend the actual thing itself. It doesn't really matter. It can't get destroyed. It can't get killed. You just gotta throw the things at it. That's all it cares about. But this is an easy way to charge headshots, I guess. Well, assuming they're not facing away, because the Lancers have their big fucking helmet hoods. What's my duration on roar? 46 seconds? There are no decrees to increase duration in the circuit, I believe, so I think duration and range, like, there are ways to modify your ability strength, so you don't have to mod it as much for those, but duration and range are kind of the things that are not as easy to get. I should probably pop Iron Skin again. Where's... there you are. Okay, we need lightning and fire.
Marry electricity and heat amphols to create radiation.
God. I'm so used to having faster frames to run around with, I actually have to remember to parkour and shit. Plus I don't have Kratos. Ow. 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 Pop a stomp over here, that way they're not going to get hit by everything. I should probably spend my decree. Times 3 to squad's crit damage. Yeah. Yeah, sure. My dual Toxicist is like under 50% base crit chance, so I think we should be okay. God, sometimes it's weird to pick things up in online. Because it has to synchronize everything with the host, so if like somebody else is picking something else up at the same time, sometimes it can be weird. Oh, okay, bye. Again, like I said, I enjoy Circuit, it's just that people will dip at the slightest provocation. And it's like, just... I truly don't understand. Why would you jump in if you're not ready for it? Hello? Hello? Can I have this, please? Hello? There we go. Is my ping to the host just really bad or something? I think there might also be like a little bit of desync with item positions depending on where they roll around and stuff. So it could be awkward. There we go. Like, a lot of times people will do this thing where they... If you do a single round of the circuit and then leave after finishing it, you get a reset on your stuff. Like, it changes the gear you get offered.
Leave now or later.
So people will sometimes do that to switch out. But the problem is that if you do this in a public squad, it's kind of shitty.
The void angels that roost in the Zariman
Generate
are
energy.
breaking into the Undercroft.
It's probably the correct answer in case I need to spam some stomps.
The spheres you see are ambient void energy. Gather as much as you can.
But yeah, please don't be that person that goes in just to refresh your selection for circuit. Just do that on regular mode if you're gonna. Don't do that on Steel Path. I don't mind people coming in with like underpowered loadouts or whatever, but then if people just like dip, like just do it solo. I guarantee you almost any... I think the default loadouts, like you can pretty much do anything on regular mode if you want to just do a single round. Even like the default loadouts, the ones that get offered to you, those are fine. Because it's really obnoxious when you're trying to actually like get a squad going and people just like, no, I don't want to actually. Like I'm pretty chill about, you know, I don't demand everybody has to do exactly their part. They have to contribute exactly as much as they're able to, but
Angels break through the wall. Their master will be freed. Do not allow that to happen.
honestly they should probably change the way it works so that you're not... You have to unlock the ability to see what you're going to get as an upgrade from the intrinsics before actually, like, you get to see that beforehand. That should probably just be a default function. I really don't know why it's not. But I feel like some people probably just jump directly into Steel Path because it's like, oh yeah, I can do Star Chart Steel Path. And then it turns out going into Circuit without a decent build in Steel Path is a little tougher. It's not that you have to have every single, you know, weapon and sidearm and melee to be perfectly set up. Like, it's pretty forgiving. But you do at least want something that's decent, you know?
The paradox stabilizes.
We still need more of the decree fragments, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Now we just have a nice, relaxing game of Touch Orb. I don't think we need plus damage. I think at this point we go for, like, effects.
A breach has been sealed.
Get, like, Toxin, the cold proc force, all that stuff. Because Roar is going to put me at like 500% damage. We'll be good on raw damage increase. We need to get other sources now. I would like Void Flood better if I wasn't playing Rhino. I know they did buff excavators in Steel Path Circuit recently, or they buffed excavators in general in Circuit, but it's still pretty rough. Unfortunately, they're still kind of made of paper. Even for squads that have like decent setups, all it takes is like one guy to go through, and then you just lose everything. I don't know. Like I don't mind people getting carried. Like, I don't mind carrying people, that's totally fine. Just as long as people attempt to do the objectives, as long as people do their best to contribute, that's all I want. I'll take corrosive damage.
To tell you when to stop. Judge for yourself.
Like, I would much rather have somebody who is actively doing stuff and, like, collecting decree fragments, you know, delivering amphors and stuff, rather than somebody who just, you know, kills a billion dudes a second but doesn't play the objective, right? When I get the movement speed decree, actually, that one's really nice. You do, like, a long run of it, it's fantastic for that. Oh, wait, I do have to kill guys. We gotta kill guys. I heard the little shimmer. Thought I did, maybe I didn't. I should be killing some guys, though. When are they gonna make Roar recastable? Like, it's really silly that you cannot recast Roar. What do you got? Critical damage is doubled. Yeah. Health should not really be an issue. We have effectively permanent overguard. I say as the instant my overguard goes down, that's fine. We just pop Iron Skin and get more overguard. Oh no, like, getting lost in the sauce sometimes is fine. Again, I'm not, you know, demanding you have to play at 100% efficiency, otherwise I am banning you from my squads forever. But, like, some people clearly just do not play objectives at all, and that's like, you can help the team a whole lot more. Killing is good, but the enemies are not going to stop coming, unless we're doing, like, survival, killing a whole lot of dudes. Probably not as important as just getting the objective done, you know? Oh, I just realized I didn't have Roar active. God, we're doing that much damage without Roar. That's why I have no issue with the half damage for 600% ability strength. Yes, please.
Only 60 seconds remain.
I feel like there's not a lot of spawns.
Life support is.
I think I'm barely getting any spawns. Yeah, I'll pop this, whatever. Better pop it now than later.
With life support.
See, like, survival is kind of like the one instance where just killing a whole lot of dudes really quickly is the way to go. But it is just one part of the circuit, you know?
Life support is limited.
God, their heads go at such a weird
Must not
angle.
be squandered.
1 second, I'm reloading. Wait. I don't remember if I have the augment for the charge to give me extra max energy as well. I think I do, yeah, because it's going up to 1,000. I don't know why I really have that, honestly. Interception, the problem is it doesn't appear in circuit. Thank God for that. God, circuit interception would be pretty rough. But yeah, again, it depends. Like, you know, killing a dude in the corner, that's not really helping the issue where a single dude gets through and just takes the point. That's all it takes, unfortunately. I love the big toxin glop when you get the headshot bonus.
60 seconds.
Battle hamster, no. Oh yeah, I would love the movement speed decree. So I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. Can I? Yeah, I can't activate abilities. I can go into operator mode and I can go void operator, but I cannot activate abilities, so thank God we have that energy regen thing. Otherwise, that would suck. A lot. Might also get the extra magazine capacity decree if that shows up.
Seconds left.
Roar.
This struggle goes on for as long as you can stand. secrets lie buried deep
A
within
bombardment could also be nice.
The paradox provides the means to extract them.
Probably overkill, but whatever.
Protect the
Alright, so
excavators and
the
keep
strat
them
here
alive.
is don't actually start the excavators. Get the decree fragments first and then start doing the excavators and defense stuff, although they already popped it. I'll try and go help out. Why's my energy so low? I wonder if Foley would also be good for this, because she can just generate power cells.
Requires power.
Foley seems like a lot of fun, I just need to finish getting her. More. Oh, I just realized we have a frost, hell yeah. Thank you for your sacrifice. Frost, the original defense master.
Treasure has been located.
Keep honking, I'm reloading. Like here, it's not so important to kill, it's more just keeping them off the thing. So if you can keep them locked down with Rhino Stomps or whatever, I would argue it's honestly kind of better than killing, because then they're not constantly respawning, but let's be honest, we do a little killing. We do a little murder.
Extractor in place.
Alright, that one's done. How many do we need? 3? I'm a Beetleborg. I'm a big bad Beetleborg. Alright, yeah, I'll take the extra capacity, honestly. The other ones are probably stronger, but I feel like we're just gonna one-shot most everything we find for a while. Because the fire rate also helps me build charge faster. Once I get the single headshot, it goes faster and faster, and with the ammo efficiency bonus, it's functionally infinite anyways. Oh. Oh, wow. For the first time, I'm completely out of energy. There we go. Here's a roar. Actually, do I keep the roar bonus if I go to operator mode? No, I think it's doing more damage. So I was gonna say, if you have a decently built operator, like a decent setup for your amp and all that stuff, you can actually put out some solid damage with the decrees, because they apply to you too. It's not just the warframes. The only problem is it can be a little tricky depending on what you get.
Extractor deployed.
Alright, let's get that last one.
Marking
Nope.
void treasure extraction site.
Oh, actually that's probably good, because then they'll target that one instead. I did not mean to trigger that. Why am I not getting... I feel like I'm losing a lot of my energy out of nowhere. I don't think that was a magnetic proc. Like, I have the full health recovery thing, so it feels like it's going down a lot faster. Maybe I'm just spamming stomps too much.
Extractor is out of power.
Yeah, I should probably get a battery.
Enemies are assaulting your excavator.
Oh, they're all below that, that's why.
Excavator is on the brink of destruction.
Yeah, that's the other one, that's fine, we don't need that one.
Your work wasted.
Your work wasted.
Void treasure location established.
I don't know if the ammo max capacity increase, I don't think that works for Incarnon batteries, does it? I guess Rhino Stomp and Roar kind of goes through a lot of my energy. Maybe I should stop spamming a ton then. God, even the un-Incarnon mode damage with the Rhino buffs and everything just does 160k. Like, I've gone up to level cap here before,
You have gained much. If you
but it does require a little bit of luck,
it is
depending on
my
what frames you
duty
get, what setups you have.
extraordinary demands of exceptional people.
So I'm pretty sure Grim Armory does not work for
History
Incarnon batteries.
dictates that this Tenno asset was destroyed in a grave setback to the cause.
These are not great, but I guess I'll just take Fortified Will. Oh hey, I get to keep my my power cell, I love that. Bring my little Capri Sun with me. Thankfully, these gamers know the tech. As long as you don't go close to the defense target, you don't actually trigger it, and there it is. So you have plenty of time to do that. Grab Stormcaller.
Enemies incoming. Stand fast.
Here, leave the power cell in case we need it. God, 30 shots and a dual tox assist, that's messed up. Kind of point at head level, everything dies. Defense isn't as scary, like a lot of people, they'll see how quickly the extractors go down, be like, oh no, defense must suck. No, defense is fine. Defense has a lot more sauce to survive these hits. There's no Coda dual tox assist. You might be thinking of the dual Torxica, which are similar, but I don't believe they have an Incarnon. Actually, I gotta find one of those Jade Light Eximus so I can just get a billion overguard. Just stand in the beam once I run out and just slurp up a bunch of free charge. Any Jade Light? Any Jade Light? Any Jade Light? Hey, Jade Light! Oh, Jade Light! Alright, shoot me for a bit, huh? Yeah, 23,000. You can get like millions and millions, which sounds like a lot, but then with the way the levels scale in this, it does not last super long. Yeah, Dual Torxica, which is currently available in the store for a 60% magnetic bonus, by the way. I highly recommend pick those up if you haven't already. I don't think those are quite as, like... I don't think they have the ricochet and like, they don't get an Incarnon ricochet, they just do a bunch of damage. I think they also have, like, a Forced Cold proc or something. I want to say that's how it works. What even are we rolling with? We got a Caliban and a Frost.
Do not falter.
I don't see too many Calibans or Frosts in Circuit.
The rains do not relent. Still, the stout bow stands.
I mean, I couldn't tell you if like, in terms of a meta standpoint, if, like, the Torxica are better than, you know, Tox Assist or whatever. I'm just saying it is a 60% magnetic bonus available to buy in the store right now, so, like, you save yourself a lot of potential grinding in the future, plus that if you're working on Mastery, it's just good to have it. Should I bring my battery charge with me, chat room? See, this is the roar that every other frame wishes it has. This is uncapped roar. Because everybody will subsume roar, and even subsumed with the penalty, it's still really solid. But like this is the true roar.
The enemy has been exhausted. If only for now. Will you lay your sword aside?
I think it's Coda only, I'm pretty sure.
Fight on.
What do we got here? Chance to drop health orbs.
Cowards
I shall grab that just for extra
fight in their stead.
energy charge in case I need it. Oh, I can do some silly numbers here.
Destroy it. A warrior must strike.
I'll go look for the
Armor is
treats while they deal with the jackal.
Do not hesitate to attack when an opening presents itself.
Go help out.
You can attack later.
Avoid the beans.
Strike while it's down. The foe flees before your onslaught. Hunt it down.
The thing is, you would have to get started on it now, because I'm pretty sure the loadout is going to change. Like, the offerings are going to change soon. Alright, can I have your head, please? Can you stop fucking wobbling everywhere? Good lord. Alright, I'm going to show you a funny little trick, chat room. Ah, Andy, what are you doing? You're going to take so much damage in that. You're right, I will. Anyways, 118,000 overguard. Oh, right, I got a melee. Oh, is it 2 days? Okay, you got a bit of time then. Thankfully, boy bands are a lot easier to farm than the fucking liches or sisters. You want to sit down and grind it out. I really hope they update those, dude. They're so slow. Oh, there's one. I'll grab these before they hopefully finish it off. There's another one? Yes. Hey, we're good. Worth grabbing these fragments because they do add up a lot over time. I'll take just passive cold. Because there's another one that multiplies damage based on nearby enemies with cold status, which, hey, guess what you were always doing? Yeah, the roulette, that's one of the things I hope they change. It's just like make it kind of a store deal like they have with Eleanor. The other problem with like liches is you also have to deal with the thralls, which is so slow. Depending on the mission type you do, like if you do defense, forget it. You'll get like maybe a couple of thralls every wave.
Let this victory serve as a warning.
If you're looking for an easy way to get Overguard, I believe the secondary one that steals a portion of enemy Overguard. If you do that, like with a strong secondary, that's a good way to just get a little bit of free Overguard without too much work.
Confront the maddened ones who walk the undercroft.
I'll take bonus fireballs, why not? We're doing an exterminate? Okay.
They never become fully real.
I've had instances in the past where I didn't exterminate and I was running Protea, and I killed too quickly to actually get the decree fragment. Because my turrets were just dealing all the damage. Yeah, me and Letty have a thing. I feel bad because you have the option to forget the relationships between the cycles. Of like, that doesn't feel nice, though. Yeah, don't neglect your arcanes because they are legitimately, like, potentially a significant added source of extra damage or utility. And they're a lot easier to get access to now. Like, originally when arcanes first came out, it was basically just from Eidolons, which kind of sucked for a lot of the newer players, but it is a lot more nice about getting good arcanes without having put in too much work, with the exception of shit like Hot Shot and the Radiation one that's currently only available from Temporal Archimedia. Alright, where's the last little nugget? I want one more nugget. We get to see how quickly we get to kill our good friend, Mr. Vor. What a waste! Like, I don't even need Roar right now. How much damage those fireballs do? Not very much, actually. Where is the last one? Is it in here? Is it this one? Oh, they got it. Thank you. Have a roar. I'll just take Bombseen's mouse. Everything will die already in, like, direct hit between the ricochet and all the mods I have and the 500% damage I'm getting off of roars. Call me Captain Roar.
But not yet defeated.
I do appreciate that they have committed pretty well to, like, making sure they do not give any specific pronouns to the operators and the drifters. Amir's a nice dude. He just wants to play Dungeons and Dragons with people. He just talks fast. He just wants the thing that every 30-something adult wants, which is a consistent friend group to play a game with. Which, brother, don't we all? Nope, is that the man? The man, the myth, the legend? That guy was taking cover like he was gonna do anything. Oh, here we go. What a waste. Look at them! I love that they brought Vor back for like a fourth time. Yeah, the circuit is like the one time you get to interrupt Vor, because normally in the Void you have to listen to the entire speech, even if you kill him within 2 seconds, which you probably will. Vor does not last long when he shows up normally. Outside of his, like, scripted boss fights where he has to be alive for a bit.
The battle is won, the paradox tamed. It is my duty to make extraordinary demands of exceptional people.
Envy's economy could be okay.
Tenno understands how
Between the eyes is fine, but we have damage.
through their war frames. Prove yourself.
Prove yourself.
Find the crucible and the amphors it needs to create a complex elemental force.
Alright, what are we doing? Fire and Toxin. I want to hear Teshin do the entire Vor speech. Look at them. They come to this place when they are not pure.
Your enemies hoard the amphors the Crucibles need. Retrieve them. Gas Crucible. Seek heat and toxin amphors.
A lot of toxin. The Tenno own the keys, yet they are mere trespassers to the void. Behold the power of my Yamas key. Oh, I should probably roar. No, I'm not doing Corrupted Vor ASMR. It's Teshin doing the Vor speech. I want to hear Teshin just saying things in general. I think it'd be a good time. I was saying on Blue Sky the other day how I was probably the least, like, the Citrine grind was my least favorite. And I mentioned how listening to, what's his name? Till Rigor was the only thing keeping me sane through the rest of it, and the voice actor responds to me, I was like, never liked that rhyme. Garbage rhyme. Oh my god, Till Rigor, hi! What do you need? Fire and Ice. Oh yeah, here we go, Shattering Frost. Because I believe this is multiplicative, not additive damage. So whenever you touch something that is cold, you're now dealing even more damage. Great! I'll get my stuff. Belric the Bold and Ranya the Clever. Never liked that rhyme. Garbage rhyme. I want a Till Rigor faction. Like, I know he's a Grineer dude that very much is not a fan of the Tenno, but he's so fun. Him and Al... Is it it's the same actor, right? Him and Alad V? Salad 5? Gonna hear him again in the Mushroom Boy Noko update. Oh, Nefanyo, sorry. Alad V's the other guy. The other Corpus guy. Nefanyo is the guy who yells at you during the Noko missions, like, oh my gosh, the Tenno.
Will you lay your sword aside and rest, or
yeah, persistent attrition. We need help dealing damage. We're not dealing enough damage right now.
void are assaulting the Undercroft, tearing rents in
Oh,
its
right there.
fabric? Seal them
Treat.
up again. Or worse foes than Thrax may emerge.
Yeah, we're not dealing enough damage, chat
We'll
room.
have to be nimble to collect those energy glomes, but they are the only means to close the breaches.
Also, if we're talking about villains that we want to come back just to fuck with them, I want Victor. You've interrupted my wellness meditation. I can see the gawking munchies of a face. Shoot them until they stop moving. Yeah, take Wormling's Aid. We don't need to worry about knockdowns because we have Overguard on demand. It's like, why am I not doing damage? Right, Roar. Why did they die in a few hits instead of just one? Because Roar was not on. Because we need to do a 4 million damage slash proc. That's why we're not killing. Yeah, the Verona, I wasn't... Like, I know there's plenty of, like, gore and stuff in the game, but that one was, like, especially brutal. Very Mortal Kombat way of killing a dude. Almost feels a little out of character.
If the Void Angels break through the wall, their master will
No, that's a friend.
not allow that to happen. The rupture is closed.
Sub-Zero.
Stabilizes.
Hadouken! I'm Chun-Li, I'm Sub-Zero! I got the Hadoukens coming out. I'm just here to get my my buff, and I'll leave you alone. We're starting to hit the point now where the enemy level scaling is actually asking for buffs, like it actually wants us to have Roar now, rather than just like, ah, you can cast Roar if you want, they're gonna die in 2 seconds anyways. But once you do that, they're still going to die in 2 seconds anyways, if that.
The Void Angels are unrelenting. You are all that is keeping them at bay. Hold fast.
4.7 million. How many do we have? We have 4 out of 5. We'll grab a few more orbs. High ranking muckety. No, I can't do that. I turned into the loads of money guy for a second. L-O-D-E-S-E-M-O-N-E. What's that spell? Loads of money. I'll do a survival, that's easy.
I advise you not to be content with merely doing enough. Endurance is defiance. Prove you can
Critical Role.
at its most oppressive.
I don't know if that's an additive or a multiplicative increase. Because I have a pretty significant critical damage multiplier on the one I have right now on the Toxicist. I think it's like 6 or 7%. 6, 7! Yeah, last level they were at, what, 900? Now they're at 1300. The scaling is around, like, stage 10 is when it starts getting really, really high. The only real issue, I think... The only real issue with this build, I think, would be probably excavation, because I don't really have, like, hard crowd control. And the problem is, as soon as anything gets through with Overguard, that's a dead extractor. Oh, the Decree Fragments. Nope. No, whatever. Nope, I hear it. I hear the thing. Nova's really strong. Just make sure you are using the correct speed up or slow down for M Prime. I hear the shimmering. It's close by. Because I generally play with inverted abilities, and it's very easy to forget that tapping is speed up and holding is slow down.
You have 60 seconds.
I should kill some dudes. We're running a little low on life support. Yeah, because for me it's very easy to forget. I'm still waiting for the piecemeal sprint toggle option so I can actually play Titania without having to go to the menu every time. But we should probably go pop one of these, huh?
In 30 seconds. Life support drop imminent. Life support replenish.
Oh, why did it take so much damage there? How did I take damage? That's weird. Oh, does Iron Skin... I think Iron Skin might get ripped out while you are in operator mode. Yeah, I gotta remember to jam on too. Oh yeah, there we go. If I do it between the, what's it called?
Use it only as you must.
That was weird. Oh, I think a teammate revived me before it popped off.
30 seconds remain. You walk the blade's edge.
But yeah, if they catch you between shield gates, if you're not fast enough with your two with Iron Skin, then it becomes a little rough to survive. The sprint toggle, like 99% of all frames, want that shit a toggle the entire time. Like they just want to be in sprint mode at all times. But then Titania, the humble Titania, accidentally leaves sprint on and goes to space.
Only 60 seconds remain.
If you do a full cast, if you're fully buffed up with Razorwing Blitz and you accidentally hold down shift for too long in an open tile set, you're at Saturn Proxima, you're doing a Lich confrontation. Yeah, I'll take multi-shot. I don't need to hit anything, just shoot more bullet. We don't have any more capsules. I feel like enemy spawns are a lot slower this time. I don't think I was playing when they added the operator mode and having both you and your frame going down. I don't think I played during that period. That sounds like it would have sucked, though. I know for the longest time there was an issue where if you... like, if your frame fell into a pit or whatever, then it would force you out of operator mode and respawn you back into your frame, which was really annoying. They changed that, though. Alright, I'm gonna dip. I feel like everybody's probably ready to dip now. I don't want to do an excavation at this level. They will just melt the capsules. 49 minutes. If I had, like, a nice Protea build, I could probably bring that up to cap if I got the ability damage multiplier thing. Problem is I still gotta do a few more then if I want to get the rest of the rewards, because I at least want to get the first Incarnon adapter. The second one's at level 10, which takes a little longer to get. Oh hey, Rhino's back. Jade, Ash, Zephyr... do I not have Valkyr Prime? Do I not have Valkyr? Wait, really? On my list. Did I just completely forget about Valkyr Prime? Oh no, I needed the chassis. That's what I needed. I thought I had every prime. I guess not. How much does the Valkyrie Prime chassis go for right now? I'm kind of curious. Check the old Warframe market. Chassis. 40 plat. It's a vaulted prime, so it's not going to be super cheap. Vaulted prime, and it's the rare one, so I gotta pay a little bit extra, but I can hold off on that for now. I'm kind of surprised. I could have sworn I had every other prime. I guess not. Probably wasn't available. Maybe I'll do a funny run of Parita and roll with, where is it? Mirage. Because Mirage Prime is very, very funny in Parita. And yes, the color scheme is the Joker. She's the Joker, baby. Which is Cindy this week, actually? Ortiz, Mafika. I think some builds do use this. Like, I want to say, what's her name? Hildren uses this. Reactor's nice. Yeah, no, the Prime Resurgence is like... It sucks if you are, you know, a big-time market speculator, but it is really nice for the average person who can actually, you know, not have to worry about spending 200 plat for a vaulted set. What was I going to do? I wanted to do something. Not the Helminth. I'm going to go to Parita. Why was I going to go to Parita? I'm going to remember, like, as soon as I click into it, and it's going to kill me. Do a run of Dactylist. Do I want speed, or do I want... Maybe I'll switch to Death Cube for energy generation, because you go through a lot of energy with Mirage. I do love this loading screen, though, just zhuzhing up to the planet. The one they do with Uriel during the quest as well, that's fantastic. I love that one. Alright, scavenge battery components. Alright, this is the one where you pick up the pieces and then they just assemble themselves after a bit. There's another objective people are not great at doing. The good news is that killing is very useful here. Anyways, I hope you like seeing that little sparkle shit all the time, because we're playing Mirage, baby. So, let me pick up the thing, thank you. I don't know, I enjoy the relic stuff just because everybody kind of benefits from it. It's not just that everybody is rolling their own loot box. Very confusing because you still see the markers on your minimap, like all the A and B stuff, but it only shows the ones, like on the screen, the ones that you haven't picked up, because it retains them for other people. I don't know. I like the relic stuff. I think it's cool. Also, God, I'm still using Eclipse. I don't know if it's still good. Good for dealing damage. Like, I think it improves weapon damage on top of... I actually don't know if it does improve the other damage for abilities. Might just be for weapons. It's been a while since I looked at it. So the nice thing is with the school I picked, with Zeneric, you get more and more power strength every time you finish an objective, so your little radial disco ball goes from already doing a bunch of damage to even more. Or somebody else is doing a lot of numbers. The big thing is that you have to get damage ticks on enemies, so it can be slow if there aren't a lot of dudes around. Don't want to get some charge on this. Be able to kill these pretty quick. We got a squad and a half. Oh, we have two. I just realized we have two, what's it called? Hildrens. So they'll be able to destroy the shit out of anything that walks up to us. Oh, there's a treat there. I believe getting 3 of these counts as finishing a decree, or not a decree, an operation, whatever. What is the scanner? I believe you can see the scanners without actually, like, having to find them with the tracker thing. It's just easier with the tracker because you hear the beeping and all that.
Would you care to face one of your former friends, Tenno?
Yeah, I'll fight a Warframe. Between the two Hildrens, they got everything pretty much handled. Oh, I heard the beeping. Oh, this way. This way! There you are. I do love just like popping a full strength disco ball and then just seeing like 30,000 damage ticks across the map.
Amok supply cache is located. Get close and sight them off for our side.
A bunch of them over here. They're close enough you can get multiple caps at the same time.
Louder! The Tenno captures a cache!
Strong Tenno friend!
Cache captured! Strong Tenno friend!
See? See? He said it. I'm strong Tenno friend. That's me.
Supplies captured! Battlekin to be much relieved!
Yeah, you can see I'm using a ton of energy spamming this ball though.
Captured! Battlekin to be much relieved!
Oh, we're doing the turrets now. We're done.
The only people who needed those supplies more than us were the Anarchs. They won't be happy. Let's pour salt in the wound.
The ball is also really solid for regular missions, but I love it for Purita Rebellion because there's so many dudes that spawn. Nope, Pride time. Attention chat members. Warframe is now gay. Yeah, there's a bunch of Pride bundles available in the shop. There's a bunch of like color palettes and stuff you get for 1 credit. It's a nice little treat. Problem is these other 2 Hildrens are killing so efficiently, I can't actually get a lot of charge on the ball. Hildren went from being like kind of a niche frame that wasn't used a ton to like easily one of the strongest in the games because she gets an Exalted. They changed the way Exalted modding works. Oh, I hit a wall. I lost my speed. That was really far away. Jeez. Across the entire map for this one. Alright, what are we doing? Conquest?
Shadow, help needed. I can take it. Bring Hollow. I can go clear.
Like, she was good before, but I feel like she was not quite as, like, stupid level busted. Numbers, 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 numbers. If you have Volt, you can speed this up, but sometimes it feels like it doesn't work correctly to get stuck pathfinding a bunch a lot of the time. You got that?
Look what my Ascaris did to one of your Warframes. What happened to its
Oh, Warframe is gay now. Yeah, no, Warframe has been gay for a while, but like way more explicitly gay with the addition of Whispers in the Walls. Oh, go pop this open. Where it is very explicitly about how a gay old man realized that, oh, loving people is cool, actually. It's time to undo every mistake I've ever made, but it's going to take a lot of work. Is he joking? No. No, he's not. There used to be a way to one-shot this. I don't remember what it was. Like, I think it broke the way that this worked. I don't think it works anymore. I think it probably got patched, but I think you'd just be able to, like, shoot the thing and it would explode with a certain, like, weapon or exalted thing or something. Was it Titania? Maybe it was Titania. Because normally you're supposed to destroy all these little nodes that pop out. Eventually destroys the entire transport. Because, like, you can do AoE stuff, and, like, you can hit multiple of the nodes at the same time, but generally, you can't skip the progress, so to speak. God, is that 100,000 damage tick on my orb now? Oh, we're just killing dudes? Hell yeah. Do you not charge your turret when you do that? I thought you could shoot ships and charge the turret. Okay, that time it charged. That was weird. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this one in time, but we're sure going to try. God, I don't even look at where the cave is. I can't even see it. I just kind of run into the wall. Actually, we might be able to do the minefield. This one you can do really fast if you hack the mines instead of just popping them. Having auto breach and the, what's it called, and ciphers helps a lot with this, obviously. Because, like, you can just step on them and trigger them, but hacking makes the progress go up much faster. Oh, yeah? we're so close. Come on. Oh, I'm so nice. I'm so nice.
Attacks used to deal with minefields by sending grenades. Disposable, you see.
Yeah, Albrecht himself is too busy going to all the different time periods to do shit.
Of how something pure.
Oh, where's the headshot hitbox on this thing? Is that it up there? I found it. I love when you get to the level of multiple levels of exclamation marks. What if the number was even bigger? Who made me invisible? Who would do this to me?
All our people were betrayed in the old war. The more we remember, the better our chance of a new peace.
I do like that you just get prime drops for this mission rather than introducing new weapons that then you get the prime later. Like, this is the past. Everything was prime. How did I even do in the last mission? I feel like those Hildrens kind of just cleaned up everything. I got a good amount of kills, but they just put out so much damage. Because Hildren just barfs out damage. Like a silly amount. Y'all have to look at my X-Death... or not Mirage, my X-Death Frost Prime now. Turtle! Actually, Belly the Beast is finished too, isn't it? So I was going to say, I think I traded in... I might have done like a couple runs last night just to get a little bit of affinity for weapons, but I think... I'm pretty sure I traded in most of the stuff I wanted. Actually, I got acid shells for Saren Prime, and I've been trying to get the Kuva Sobek leveled up, but unfortunately, it is only 44%, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll fight another Lich, and it ended up being around 40%, so that's why I only got up to 44. That's another thing that I hope they change with the Liches, like maybe maximum one extra that you have to fight if you want to do the Valence Fusion rather than having to do potentially 3, if not more. That's too much. Because apparently there is... what is it? Acid Shells, I believe it's called? Yep. So apparently you can use this. And you can chain it. I believe it works with Saren. I think it works with Cyto 9, and also Araxia can take advantage of it. Where they just combo this ability with a Kuva Sobek and functionally delete entire tile sets and like delete dudes as soon as they spawn. Like it just chains explosions over and over. This mod is kind of a pain in the ass to farm though, because it only drops from... Is it Neptune? No. No, Neptune is Index. Sedna? Where does Rathun live? Is it in Uranus? Still gotta finish all these nodes. Where does Rathun live? Eris? It is Sedna. Do I not have it on Steel Path yet? Oh right, I think I didn't do it on Steel Path because it is... the chance on the drop is not any better. But you specifically have to go to this node here, because it only drops from Marrow, from Keladothame. And in order to get the currency to even attempt this node, you have to do Rathum. So you have to do Vodyanoi, which is also a very slow farm, to get judgment points to actually do this node, because you spend them to finish it. It's one of those things where, like, if you happen to get it, if you want to farm a little bit, fine, but I wouldn't recommend doing it, because it's faster, just buy it with plat. What is the current cost of acid shells, I wonder? Yeah, 34 plat, that's not even that much. 34, 35, it's relatively cheap. Just get some plat by selling some relic stuff. I kinda want to get the skins for Grendel and Goss. Because they added a new pack of skins. I don't know if it's in a bundle still. Oh yeah, here we go, Eat and Run. So the Goss Moto skin. The only thing I don't like about this is that when you turn, it does this weird, like, really jittery wobble on the engines. And then Grendel gets, like a heavy-duty mech suit kind of looking thing. It looks cool. And then you get some other stuff like the heavy blade skin, but who uses heavy blades outside of, what's it called, Kullervo? Apparently they also did add a BIP glyph at some point, and I don't know where you get that, but I want to get it. What's on sale right now? Where does it live? There it is, sale. I like to check the sale tab every now and then, because sometimes you can get some cool stuff for cheap. Or cheaper, I should say. So I believe this is, like, in the sale tab, it's always for stuff you can buy with plat, because they don't want to discount actual, like, Tennogen stuff. But again, it's very, very dependent. What is currently available? Do I have all the stuff in Resurgence right now?
If you're here for relics, you might have to crack a few before you get what you're after.
Rhino and Nyx right now. I believe they also added, I think, like the Verve skins. I think these used to be Twitch Prime exclusive drops. And then they just kind of added them, so you can get the Urpul skins if you want to. What is this? Oh, right, this is a little weapon ornament. You have a sparkly little keychain on your stuff. I don't think these are like time limited or anything. I think these are just permanently available. So I believe, like, yeah, like the Spectaca, Potentia, these were all Twitch Prime stuff originally. What if Excalibur was purple? Thing is, you gotta pay attention, because these are like Regal Aya, these are like the paid ones. Kind of hope they kind of stopped doing Void Shell stuff, and I kind of understand why they did it, but at the same time, I don't know. I think the Void Shell stuff is pretty cool. Themes. Oh, these are the Soma Chord stuff. You can also just buy ducats for Aya if you want to. This is a bad use. You should not be spending your Aya on ducats. Because you only get 5. And the cheapest thing you will get out of any relic is 15. Like, the most common thing you will get out of a single relic is 15, so unless you are absolutely swimming in Aya, I would not do this. Or you can buy Void Traces. You can buy 5 Void Traces for an Aya if you want to. That is also a terrible use of your currency.
Save your shot until you're sure of your target.
You're not wrong. What is this? Oh, that's an ephemera. I thought that was like a skin for Excalibur. Because the TennoCon relay stuff, they have... Normally Barrow, the trader, comes every few weeks and you get a selection of really good things, but you do have to pay ducats for them, whereas here, you just get every single thing he has ever sold, so you can buy any of the primed mods. You do still have to pay the ducat cost, I believe. This is not like just, you know, you get a free prime mod of everything. You do still need to save up the ducats, so just be sure, if you are going to buy that you have enough ducats for what you want, because you really don't want to spend that much money and then not being able to buy the prime mods. Prime mods are very good. I think we'll wrap it up there, though. That's a good 3 hours of Warframe. I am satiated. Just want to play a little bit of Warframe today. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, gamers. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm not sure what I'll do on Thursday. I still have not decided. Today is more of a kind of a chill thing. We've finally gotten through the flood of new releases and stuff. I can kind of go back and work on old stuff. Just play whatever I want. But yeah, have a good one. I will see you on Thursday. Hope you all have a good day. Take it easy.